If I didn't care more than words can say, if I didn't care, would I feel this way?
How do you know that you're in love? Everywhere in media, be it within the pages of a book or the frames of a film, we are bombarded with the idea of the blissful romance and the two star-crossed lovers who feel unparalleled happiness when they are in each other's arms. But what exactly does this constitute? How can we distinguish the base carnal desire ingrained within all animals, including humans, from love? Do they always go hand in hand? Or can only one exist at a time? Perhaps the version of love that we all know is nothing more than passion, the lustful rush that comes about when you feel an attraction to another person. The idea of love being the foundation of partnership and marriage isn't one that's always existed. The original formation of a union between two people was much more to do with political and reproductive reasoning. So, what changed? And what really is love as we think of it today? Looking into love, what it is and what purpose it serves, isn't a new idea. Going all the way back to ancient Greece, in Plato's The Symposium, a short but poignant Socratic dialogue set around a large banquet of friends, multiple ideas of what love is and its ultimate purpose are proposed. An aristocrat called Phaedrus starts off, announcing that one of the main benefits of love is the loyalty and selflessness it inspires in men. As if a man has a wife and a family he loves dearly, he will oft be willing to sacrifice his life in their name. As such, Phaedrus deduces, it has great benefits in war. A while after, the comic Aristophanes recites a story of how man and woman were originally one, with 4 arms and 4 legs and 2 mouths and so on. But upon angering the gods, they were irreparably split into 2, forever forced to search for their missing counterpart, thus explaining love and the tiresome search for a soulmate that we as humans face. One of Plato's most influential and respected students, Aristotle, would go on to categorize love into 3 distinct groups. These being eros, love that is of sexual passion and intimacy, the type of love shared between romantic partners; philia, love that is of kinship, friendship, and respect, a love shared between friends and one's community at large; and finally, agape, love that is unconditional and selfless, the type of love that a parent might feel towards his children. The context in which love would have existed even just half a century ago was vastly different than that which we see today. It was a cultural and religious norm for thousands of years that both partners would be virgins before their marriage. This meant that any love fostered between 2 young people would be one that has come about without any sexual relations, something that drastically changes how the psyche views a partner. For example, if we look at how a woman's psychology works when having intercourse with a man, a set of chemicals are released, most notably oxytocin, which creates a bond between the partners. And, as historically there would have been a substantial possibility of a woman becoming pregnant, her feeling a connection to the man would be a very biologically useful precursor to raising his child. This process was important and served its purpose for thousands of years, up until very recently. After the 1960s saw the sexual revolution, and an array of birth control methods, including latex contraception and the pill, this led to the commodification of sex. In recent history before this, a man and a woman would fall in love, and in the vast majority of cases, the man would have to make a commitment, marriage, to the woman to have sexual intercourse with her. And if the man was willing to make such a commitment, even in the absence of sex, it was clear that it was more than skin deep. But how would this go about today? Even as it's becoming more and more common for women to have casual relationships in the 21st century, this doesn't change the biological fact that every time a woman has intercourse, her brain will pair bond her to her partner, for the biological purpose mentioned previously. So, in this case, how would she know whether she is in love with this man, or if her brain is simply taking precautions to bond her with the man so that she would feel more comfortable raising his child, something that has become almost a non-existent possibility with the advent of birth control. These variables often juxtapose one another, and it doesn't help that the contraceptive pill has numerous negative side effects that further detrimentally impact a woman's hormones, confusing the brain even more. Adding sex to the equation clearly makes the question of love one of unprecedented complexity. Possibly the main factor that is separating love from passion is the scope for the long term. Passion is like a bright and potent flame that quickly dies out. It inherently can't support itself for long, while love is a steadier fire that continues to burn, with the help of both parties keeping it ablaze. So while passion requires only sexual attraction, love requires respect and diligence on top of that. And if both of these aren't present, it simply won't work out. The movies make it out that love is an ecstasy of pure bliss with no downsides, but the truth is otherwise. Just like everything else in life, love requires investment and sacrifice. One must be willing to selflessly give to his or her partner, and we as humans will seldom ever do this, as who could possibly deserve our undying support? That's why respect is so crucial. Without respect, we don't see the value in our partner, and without diligence, we aren't willing to give back to our partner. Whatever cultural or historical landscape you examine, love has seldom been seen as a vice, though there are certain adjacent elements of love that can often cause destruction, most notably lust, that will often blind a person to the reality of a situation, like a drug, only recognizing the importance of its own needs. Likewise, the point of a play like Romeo and Juliet isn't the beauty or the power of love. It's meant to show us the devastation that can come about when love is handled incorrectly. The two young lovers of different families fall for one another and seem to care naught for anything else except the love that they share. This unfortunately ends in tragedy, with both Romeo and his beloved losing their lives in a lamentful moment of passion and grief. Although there are many conclusions one can draw from an ending like this, one that is abundantly clear is that the beautiful flame of love that can nurture and support can equally instill recklessness within us and thereby wreak havoc when left unchecked. When all is said and done, I can't give a definitive answer to where true love lies, neither can I draw a line to discern passion and love. But I can try and form a foundation that can help us understand what type of love is virtuous and which isn't, like Phaedrus discussed in the Symposium. To begin with something simpler, what defines a virtuous friend? Friendship is built on respect and likability. This means holding respect for someone and what he stands for, as well as liking the character and personality of said person as well. And what differentiates friendship from partnership? A romantic relationship is distinguished by only one thing: sexual attraction. This means to have a good partner, there will need to be the previous traits of respect and likability present, as well as a sexual attraction to the other person. And perhaps herein lies the answer we were looking for. If you have a strong sexual attraction to someone, but feel little to no likability or respect towards this person, it would be fair to say that this is more predicated on lust and passion than a true connection. On the other hand, if you find respect and likability present within a person foremost, and sexual attraction comes almost as a byproduct of these aforementioned traits, then it probably really is love.